Wow, Kevin, the president just posted some very strong words about the Epstein controversy, targeting some of his ally supporters, saying they're weaklings.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Clearly, this is not dying down in the way that the president had hoped. We heard him yesterday saying this was uninteresting, but what we're hearing from today is far harsher. The president accusing, on the one hand, Democrats of manufacturing this, saying that it's a Jeffrey Epstein hoax, but then going very harshly after those very Republicans who are his supporters and are calling for more transparency, saying that his past supporters have bought into what he calls BS. He uses the actual word. He calls it hook, line, and sinker. The president going on to say, let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work, concluding, I don't want their support anymore. So the president, I think his harshest words yet about the very base of supporters who have been calling for more information on this. The president really not mincing any words, saying that they're not spending enough time focusing on the successes of his administration. Instead, in his view, they're being distracted by all of this swirl of controversy around Jeffrey Epstein.
All right, folks, this is not only a bombshell breaking news story, this is potentially a real political game changer, because Donald Trump may have just single-handedly destroyed the MAGA movement as we know it with this unhinged rant, this vicious personal public attack on his own supporters, rejecting them, saying that if you don't do what he says regarding Epstein, not only are you a weakling, not only are you buying into bullshit, hook, line, and sinker, he doesn't want your support anymore. You're an X. You're rejected. This is shocking. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, we have a lot to unpack here. This is bombshell in terms of political stories in general. And we're going to do multiple videos about this because this just happened. And I'm interested in what the reaction is from prominent MAGA figures, right? From MAGA pundits and commentators, the Tim Pools, Patrick Bet-Davids, Megyn Kellys, people like that. But in this video, not only are we going to look at the rant itself from Trump, we're going to look at how his base, the MAGA voters that he is personally attacking, are reacting to this on Truth Social and elsewhere. So let's jump in. This is the rant from Donald Trump. He says the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They're no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Now, this next part is one of two key parts. Obviously, so much of what he said, like 99% of it was bullshit. That's not the point of this video. This next part is one of two key parts. This is what he says. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. So what Donald Trump is saying is that your concerns about Jeffrey Epstein are a hoax. They were always a hoax. And you're buying into the bullshit, you're a dupe, you're easily manipulated. And he's calling you a past supporter. Not a current supporter, a past supporter. It doesn't matter all that you said about him. It doesn't matter the number of times you voted for him. You are talking about something he has ordered you not to talk about. And because of that, he has rejected you. You are a past supporter. You're an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend. You're an ex. You're no longer welcome. Shocking. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news and success-starved Dems, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. This is the second key part. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. He's referring to you as a weakling, and he says he doesn't want your support anymore, and the success he pretends to have, you were never part of. You had nothing to do with it. This is the most vicious open attack on Trump's supporters by Trump that we have ever seen, and it makes what he posted a couple of days ago on Truth Social, which was also unprecedentedly bad, it makes that post look like a Valentine's Day card by comparison. Just terrible political instincts. But we'll get into why Trump thinks he can get away with this. He's motivated primarily right now by 2 points. He is panicking. He is flailing. His behavior on Jeffrey Epstein is the behavior of someone who feels deeply guilty and implicated. And maybe he's not, but he is certainly signaling that that's how he feels. Insecure, guilty, and implicated about this particular topic. Number one. And number two, he thinks he can abuse you to your face and you will fall in line. And unfortunately, MAGA, if you're watching, you have often given him that indication. That's not totally undeserved by Trump. Trump feels that way because you have often violated your own principles for his benefit. You have emboldened him to abuse you, and it's gross and it's disgusting, and we're going to get into MAGA's reaction. As a matter of fact, I mean, there's this clip right here of Trump, but we'll actually close on that, okay? Let's get into the voter reaction, okay? This is from people on Truth Social, Trump's own social media platform. So I expect we're going to see a mix here of people who condemn Trump for this and defend him for this. Why was Epstein in prison then? How about Ghislaine? For a hoax? I don't think so. This is the hill we all die on. None of this makes any sense, and I hate to see you losing overall support over this unforced error in messaging to your base and Americans at Real Donald Trump. People you nominated by your own administration talked about Epstein for years. Now you're saying it never was without giving us the proof? And if you don't want the support of your full base simply because they don't believe what you do, we will never stop fighting for the children. So again, so far, backlash, 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 backlash. Let's see. Trust Trump. So that's a message of support. Another message of support. Agreed, Mr. President. I've said it once. I'll say it again. The Jeffrey Epstein case is closed. I support President Trump. So again, we're having a series of support posts by Donald Trump. More memes. Trump always told us the truth. He doesn't lie to us like all the other politicians. I'm 100% with you. So again, we're seeing as many messages of support as condemnation. Horrible messaging. Blink twice if you're in danger. So we're back to criticizing. Why is the Epstein case so important to the MAGA movement? It's why Trump won in 2016. He promised to rip the mask off the globalist elite and drain their filthy swamp. If the GOP betrays that mission again, at least a third of the base walks, and they will lose in 2026, guaranteed. So that's criticism. America wants the truth, no more, no less. We're tired of being lied to by all that are in office. I've supported you, Mr. President, but your AG caused this, and now she needs to fix it. So some pushback there. I'm more than saddened to hear you say that, Mr. President. Was watching hashtag Dear America when you punched MAGA in the throat again. Those guys were as well. Well, you aren't listening to the very folks that support you the most. That's all I have at the moment. Criticism there. Support, think people think. Donald Trump is right. If the left had this evidence for 10 years at least. So you have a message of support. Dude, not cool. Past supporters, I'm still a huge MAGA supporter, just disagree with the optics of this one on the surface. I still support you, Donald Trump, but you have to know that lions are restless and hungry. People talk about the Epstein files, but what they want is accountability. So again, mixed messages here. Message of support. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's finding out who's naughty or nice. That's weird, creepy, culty. I've supported you through 3 presidential elections, but recently I've become increasingly concerned about the direction you're taking. However, it seems you're perpetuating the very same divisions that plague our nation and international community. You're directly contributing to the division of this country. So again, getting called out here. So yeah, folks, a lot of backlash in here. Not universal, but a lot of backlash. I have a post I'm going to end on too with this clip, but let's look at the Jeffrey Epstein hoax on Twitter. Let's see how it's doing on Twitter. A lot of liberals and progressives calling this out. We're taking a victory lap as well. We should, because this is an enormous political opportunity for us that we should absolutely jump on. And we're going to get into like the big influencer reactions here. So like, I think this is Mario. Who is this? Is this a big commentator? Because if it is, I don't. Yeah, this guy's kind of a big commentator. Again, we'll cover like the influencer reaction. I just want to see like, well, you know what? Let me see here. Owen Schroyer. This is a far right lunatic. Let's see the responses. Trump is using the situation to blow wind into the sails of the America Party. I voted for him 3 times, definitely not a Democrat. 2, now it's a scam when he himself promised to release the Epstein files. Trump went from I'll release the Epstein files to it's a hoax. He just threw his base in Alligator Alcatraz for asking questions. All my past relationships have ended this way. You don't trust me? Fine, I'll leave then. Instead of admitting you caught me. This is getting really weird. Trump is willing to destroy his own supporters. What's going on? Fair enough. I'm no longer a supporter. Does this guy not realize without his supporters, he'd likely be in prison? Evan Kilgore says, I guess I'm out. We are no longer his supporters. America first. So again, these are rank and files. We will get to the reaction from prominent MAGA influencers in a separate video. I just want to see in real time how the base is reacting. Again, a lot of liberals responding. And again, we have every right to take a victory lap over this because this was almost, I mean, it's shocking that he's doing this 6 months into his administration, but Donald Trump has always disrespected his supporters. He's always used them, and he's always been a disingenuous prick, and he's always waffled on the Epstein files. So that part's not surprising. But for him being this explicit this early on, yeah, that's kind of shocking. Yeah, so again, Nick Sotor, let's look at him. Okay, so let's just look at the replies. This is only going to get worse. Just release the files and we can move on. He's now openly mocking you guys and you continue to take it. Does MAGA have zero backbone? Sorry, but this isn't worth our support. Trump is fucking up to an extreme degree. Trump must be number 1 on that list. He's gone off the deep end. Unreal. Sounds like Elon Musk was right. I'll be sitting out the midterms. All right, folks, again, that's why I want to show a sampling of how the MAGA base, the voters, are responding to this. Donald Trump viciously, extraordinarily attacked his own base, insulting their intelligence, calling them weaklings, saying he doesn't want their support anymore, their past supporters, all because some of them, I don't even know if it's 50%, but at least a substantial portion, are on this one issue not cultishly following his orders, and he can't tolerate it. This is stunning. And again, this may have single-handedly destroyed the MAGA movement. We're going to definitely be covering this and its many implications in the videos ahead. But in the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.